Hola a todos y bienvenidos al canal. Hoy, bueno, el vídeo es un regalo para todos los amantes del cine y bueno, y de la historia del cine en realidad, porque es una entrevista nada más y nada menos que a Cristopher Lee. En el año 2006, pues dirigíamos, editábamos esta revista en Gran Canaria, que era una revista para turistas, una revista realmente pues de mucha calidad. De mucha calidad editorial y de mucha calidad en cuanto al contenido, tres idiomas, perfecto, una gran maquetación, una gran edición, un gran papel, ¿vale? Y era una revista pues, que estaba destinado al público que visita la isla de Gran Canaria. Entonces, pues en esta época, en el 2006, pues había un músico que se llama Justus Franz, que es un músico súper importante, amigo de Leonard Bernstein, nada más y nada menos. Bueno, una figura que bueno, organizaba unas fiestas fabulosas donde invitaba a un montón de personalidades mundiales. Y se reunían en su finca y hacían una fiesta, y esa fiesta en realidad pues era una serie de conciertos, porque él es pianista, y en ese momento tenía un proyecto que era pues la Filarmónica de las Naciones, y bueno, o la Orquesta de las Naciones, y bueno, se organizaba y era espectacular porque venía pues casi en secreto pues la flor y nata de la sociedad mundial. Entonces nosotros, como editábamos esta revista, pues tuvimos la oportunidad de entrevistar a Justus Franz y de hacerle un reportaje, pues yo creo que estupendo, ¿no? Donde nos contó un montón de cosas y nos enseñó la finca y posteriormente pues nos invitó al evento musical que era Justus Franz and Friends. Y allí, bueno, pues conocimos a Cristopher Lee. Por medio de un amigo también conseguimos que Cristopher Lee nos concediera una entrevista, y lo que en principio era una entrevista de 20 minutos, que es lo que nos habían concedido, pues se terminó extendiendo y fue una entrevista de una hora. Esto es del 2006, y entonces pues el audio no es muy bueno, y he intentado restaurarlo lo mejor posible. Y lo interesante es que es una hora de Cristopher Lee original, con su vozarrón. Saber, por supuesto, para quien no lo sepa, que Cristopher Lee pues es un gran actor de Hollywood que, bueno, pues se codeó con la flor y nata de directores y actores y actrices de la época dorada de Hollywood. Es el gran actor, uno de los grandes actores de Drácula. Fue, por supuesto, también un personaje importantísimo en El Señor de los Anillos, y, como no, el conde Dooku en Star Wars como uno de sus últimos trabajos. Aunque cuando nosotros lo entrevistamos, todavía tenía o estaba trabajando en 8 proyectos de películas. O sea, alguien muy prolífico en cuanto a trabajar. En la entrevista nos enteramos de varias cosas. Una importante es que una de sus películas, o su película preferida, la que él consideraba su mejor trabajo, pues era El hombre de paja, que es una película rarísima. Yo no la había visto hasta ese momento y procuré verla y me quedé realmente extrañado de que aquella fuera su película preferida. Y también, por supuesto, que para el conde Dooku, para el papel, él exigió de alguna manera que solo se fabricara un sable láser para el conde Dooku, y que ese sable láser original, que solo se hizo uno, se lo quedó él. Todo eso está en la entrevista, que está en inglés, por supuesto. Cosas curiosas, bueno, pues como somos canarios y la entrevista se hacía en Canarias, pues al final, cuando faltan 20 minutos aproximadamente para el final de la entrevista, que Cristopher Lee canta, se pone a cantar. O sea, unas cosas interesantes es que se pone a cantar. Sabemos que él era cantante, que incluso grabó un disco de heavy metal, y bueno, pues que en el audio pues lo podemos oír cantando. Y también podemos escuchar a mi mujer pues explicándole qué significa la palabra ños en canarios, porque la entrevista pues la hizo básicamente mi mujer, mi amigo Sergio, que hizo de traductor, y también incluyó algunas preguntas de su maleta, y bueno, y yo que hacía las fotos, grababa el audio y había desarrollado absolutamente todas las preguntas que se hicieron, ¿vale? Entonces es una gran entrevista que es inédita. Yo, después de un montón de años, pues la he rescatado y he pensado que sería bueno compartirla, ¿vale? Porque es realmente una entrevista íntima a este gran actor que fue Cristopher Lee. Yo, por supuesto, no me fui de la entrevista sin conseguir mi autógrafo del Conde Duco. Así que bueno, creo que es un regalo para todos aquellos amantes del cine y especialmente pues de Star Wars, del Señor de los Anillos, de Drácula o de Cristopher Lee. Así que sin más vamos a escuchar este magnífico audio y espero que lo disfruten lo mismo o más que lo disfrutamos nosotros en su momento y ahora.
So you're translating, or is it in English, or yeah?
In English. And she asked the question in Spanish, and I translate. And the first thing we want to say is we are very big fans of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Primero que nada me gustaría saber qué piensa o qué tal tiene su estancia en Gran Canaria. Sé que es un invitado del Gran Hotel Residencia y pues nos gustaría saber cómo se encuentra en esta isla, que para nosotros es una gran alegría que venga por aquí.
Well, I could answer that in Spanish, but I will answer it in English.
You understood
Oh yes, all of it, yes.
Great.
But it's my first time, la primera vez. And I haven't really seen very much because I had an injury to my back from films, and so I cannot walk at the moment long distances, so I cannot walk a lot around
This
the
file
towns.
is protected intellectual property of Brendan
but I can't
Baeza.
walk a lot, so I swim, doing exercises in the water, which helps the back. You know, it's not very interesting, but it's necessary. So I cannot really say that I have seen the island, because I haven't. All I've seen really is my room and the up at the top, Mr. Franz has his home, a remarkable, beautiful, beautiful gardens, and of course the concert, which I saw. You came up to me the other night, didn't you? You spoke to me.
Last night.
You did.
Que tú te acercaste a él anoche.
Anoche?
Oh, did
No.
you?
Yes, I could.
Oh, no, it was somebody else. No, it was
Sí,
another woman.
but no,
There was another woman.
cannot.
And I couldn't hear a word she said, because there was so much noise. So many people.
Yes.
And she came up to me, and she, you know, there was somebody with a camera, and there was this woman with, you know, microphone, and she spoke to me in Spanish, and I said, no, it's la primera vez que, you know, and so on. I could say that, you know, me gustaría mucho. That's fine, because it's true. But then she started saying something, and I didn't hear it. And I said, I'm sorry, there's so much noise, tal ruido, but I can't hear you, no puedo oír. And I don't know what she said, but she said something about that people knew me here, something like that, that people knew me here, the people, la gente de las islas. And I said, oh, no sabía, no he sabido. Bueno, you know, what else can I say? So that was unfortunate, because I didn't hear what she said. And if you don't hear what someone asks you, you can't answer.
Right, and you cannot guess what he...
No, I mean, there was so much noise, and we were surrounded by people. And suddenly this woman appears, like that. And she's a local girl.
Mr. Lee, we know that you are a guest here in the Hotel Residencia from Mr. Canada. What do you think about the hotel?
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful because it's not like a tourist hotel. Now, Canarias, their main income, you understand what I mean, is from tourism, isn't it? Right, you have 7 islands here, I think, and people go to all of them. Lanzarote is extremely well known, and the others. Oh yeah. Where is the one that has the black sand? It's volcanic. And so obviously I know about the Canary Islands, and I know many people who've been to las Canarias, but this is my first time. And tourism is very important for the whole group of islands and for the economy. Very important. Very important.
Very important. It's our first industry.
Absolutely. So there are, of
This
course,
file
a
is
lot
protected
of
intellectual
hotels.
property of Brendan Baeza.
Many hotels. Because that's what people want. Now, the thing about this hotel that I like so much is because it's quiet. Tranquilo. And you don't hear a lot of noise. And there are not many rooms, and they're all like little houses, which is very, very nice. And the staff are extremely good. I speak to them in Spanish, I speak to them in German, I speak to them in English. And they're all very helpful and very polite and very nice. And the owner, of course, is a charming man and very helpful. Everybody is very helpful. So, I mean, if somebody asked me in England, somebody said, I'm going to the Canaries, where should I stay? I would say here. No, I would, I really would. I'm not saying that because we're living here and it's the right thing to say. That's not the reason I'm saying it. It really is. I mean it.
We have here some questions about your career.
Es usted un actor muy ocupado. Desde Drácula hasta el Conde Dooku han pasado muchos personajes y más de 250 películas. ¿Qué cree? Más de 250. ¿Qué
About 280, something like that. I'm not sure. I don't really know because people keep finding things that I was in, documentaries, old television shows and things that I'd forgotten. I remember all the films I did, all of them. And if you add them all together, films for the big screen, films for the small screen, like old black and white television, 1/2 hour, only half an hour, 30 minutes. It's a very big number. In fact, it is a world record. And what? Well, it's a world record at the moment. But in fact, I hold 2 world records. No, 3.
Okay.
I'm the most connected actor in the film world. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, most connected. Yes.
They go through these 1, 2, 3, you know.
ranking list.
Yes, and I'm number 1. I mean, I didn't know this, but people have found out. They look at the internet and they do things and they say, you're number 1. And I do hold the world record for sword fights.
¿Y qué actuación resaltaría de todas estas? ¿Qué actuación resaltaría? ¿Y de cuál se olvidaría o hubiese cambiado?
Which all of the different roles you have played in the different movies, which one would you choose? Which one would you forget? Would you rather forget?
Well, there are certainly probably about probably about 10 to 15 films which I wish I hadn't done. Because the problem is, you see, people don't tell the truth in this industry. When I was living in America, they came to me and they said, "Will you do this film?" And I read it. Well, not very good. Said, "But we have this actor, and that actor, and that actor, and that actor, and that actor, and this actress, and this actress." They all said yes. They were all very, very good. Very good. Some stars,
This file is
and
protected
others very good
intellectual property
actors.
of Brendan Baeza.
And so I said, "Well, of course, I'm going to do the film. All right, I'll do it." So we had a contract. Not one of them. All a lie. Not one of these people was in the film. Not one. This happens every day.
Nowadays it should be more serious.
Nowadays it's worse. Worse. Nowadays it's much worse. I say there are about 10 to 12 films that I've done which I wish I hadn't done. Either because when you start a film, you think, well, I can do something with this. It could be a long part, it could be a short part, but I can make a contribution. I can do something. I know in one day whether it's going to be a success. I know. I look at the other actors, I look at the director, I see how it's being done, what they're doing with the camera. Everything is zoom instead of this and that, there and this. That's normal. Everything is close up. So I know it's not going to work. But the only thing you can do, you do the best you can. So there are about 10 or 12 films that I wish I hadn't been in. And there are also some films that people write about that I was not in. One of the most famous ones was The Longest Day, which was a very famous film about the invasion of Europe in 1944. There's The Longest Day, and they said I'm in it. I'm not. So nowadays the problem is worse. When I started, that was 60 years ago, a long time, I worked with professional people, technicians, actors, actresses. They weren't all very good, but they worked. When I made a film, all the grupo, technical, they all had shirt, tie, and a suit. All of them. But of course, that's changed, and that's not important. But there was a kind of a discipline in those days, and then came the period in Britain when we had nothing but welga, all the time, because the unions had a lot of power, and they would have these welgas 2 or 3 times a day for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. That was, again, 30 years ago. Now the problem is the lack of experience in front of the camera and behind it. What I mean by that is that the people who make the decisions, the people who give you the money to make the movie, are much too young to have the experience and the knowledge. They don't know how to make films. They know how to make a deal. You understand? Financial deal. But they don't know how to film. They don't know how to make movies. And they tell me what to do as an actor. You see, and they don't. I don't say anything. I just do what I'm doing. I don't know their world. I don't want to know it. I understand that to them business, money is very important. Of course it is. If you're going to put money into a film, you won't get money back, naturally, or into anything. In selling carpets, it doesn't matter. You want to make money, right? You have to. So I understand why they feel like this.
Excuse me, Mr. Clark. Do you think that actors nowadays are more prepared than the actors 50 years back?
More prepared?
Or do you think
Or do you say paid?
more prepared?
No,
more,
no, they're not.
More
Not the young ones.
No.
My first point was that the executives, the people in what we call the front office, the ones who make the decisions, some are very good, of course, but they're probably 40, 50, 60 years old, and they have the experience and the knowledge. But too many of them give money.
This file is protected intellectual property
to
of
people
Brendan
who
Baeza.
don't have that experience and knowledge, the director. And then you have the problem of the actors and the actresses. Now, let me ask you a question. If you were 17, 18 years old, and somebody said, or a good-looking man or good-looking woman, oh, we must have you, or must have you, what have you done? Nothing. We'll make you a star. And you have your own public relations people, your own, and they work for you, as a manager, as an agent, and so on. And they keep your name in the papers, all of that. And gradually it gets into other papers. So you become very well known. You're a star, and you've done nothing. So they put these people into huge films, $150 million films, and they give them the number one role. Why
It's not professional work.
It's impossible. I mean, it's very dangerous for the actor and the actress. It's very dangerous because one day somebody's going to say in the public, we've heard about this man, we've heard about this woman, we read all the time that they're great stars and they get paid millions of dollars, but they're always the same, and we don't want to see them anymore. So you have a career of maybe 10 years. That's not a career. You understand?
Okay, your career has always been in evolution. But most of the times, you have always picked the villain role for the movies.
Sorry?
Your role in the movies have always, or almost always, been a villain or the bad guy in the movies.
Well, you asked me another question earlier, which I didn't answer. You said, what are the films you wish you hadn't done? I didn't give you the names.
Yes.
But you also, because you don't. It's like saying, I can't work with that actor because I think he's terrible or whatever, and you give the name. That's wrong. You can't do that. You also asked me what I thought was the best film. Now, the best film I've ever done. Film. Film. That means everyone. Writer, director, music, acting, everything. Was a film, El Hombre de Miembre, I think you would say. This.
El Hombre de Mimbre.
Mimbre, yeah. I don't think you've seen it. It's a wonderful. The Wicker Man.
The Wicker.
Wicker. W-I-C-K-E-R. That's this.
The Wicker Man.
Exactly.
The best film. You can get it on DVD. I don't know whether you can get it here, but you can get it
on the internet.
Oh yeah, you can get it in Germany. It's very well known. It's a wonderful film. That's the best film I've done. The best performance I've ever given, in my opinion.
Okay. Was it a villain role, or was it a hero role?
No, it was very important. It was a film I did in 1997 in Pakistan. I was 10 weeks in Pakistan, in front of all the people in Pakistan. Everyone was there to the top. And I played the man who created the state. And he was just as famous as Gandhi in India. He was a Muslim. He said the Muslims of India, because before 1947, everybody was Indian. You understand? Well, it didn't matter whether they were Hindu or Muslim, you were Indian. And he said the Muslims of India must have their own country. And he created Pakistan. And his name was Jinnah. J, I don't know, J like Khota, J-I-N-N-A-H.
This file is protected intellectual property of Brendan Baeza.
Muhammad Ali Jinnah. And I did that, and it was a tremendous challenge, you understand, and great responsibility, because I had Pakistani actors with me, and I had people who knew him and had worked with him, came to watch, and they said very nice things. One newspaper every day attacked us. They said, we do not want a Western Christian to come and play an Eastern Asian, and not our great leader. Look at the things this man's done. Look at the bad parts he's played. And now he comes to play our great leader. This is wrong. They did this every day. One newspaper called The News. And we discovered that the editor wanted to play the part. I saw the screen test about that big.
So that was a good role.
Oh, it was a wonderful part. But a great challenge to me as an actor. And then, of course, recently, things have changed a great deal. Well, not changed, but they've continued in my life, because I'm not a young man, I'm an old man. Not many people of my age are still working and making films. But when I made The Lord of the Rings, and when I made Star Wars, whole new generation. So now, people from the age of 6 to the age of 90 know me. And that is extremely important, obviously. And it's been, I won't say it's been a change, but I never went away. You know, the press sometimes is very stupid, and they write very silly things, and particularly in Britain. And one newspaper man wrote, "He's back. He's come back." And then they interviewed me, and I said, "But I never went away."
Que dice que los periódicos decían que si él seguía vivo, pero en realidad no, nunca se marchó, siempre estaba ahí.
By the way, that's a silly thing to say. My problem with the press is only one thing. Only one thing. I just say to them, please write what I say. Not what you think I say. Or not, don't invent things. Don't make things up. Don't turn things around. Write what I say. Because I meet people, I meet press all the time, and they say to me, I read in the paper that you had said, and I said, and you believed it? All invented. All invented. So that's why I say, write what I say. But the journalist can do that. The problem is with the sub-editor. And they want a headline. So they always change everything.
One question we have, do you keep a souvenir from all your movies?
No.
We heard that Ewan McGregor kept his lightsaber all throughout the shooting of the film.
Well, I'll tell you what I do have. I made a film in France in 1989, which was the 200 years of the French Revolution. And I was Verdugo, and a very famous man. And I executed the king of France. And I tied his hands. It's the only thing I kept. A little bit of... Yeah. The only thing I kept. And then, when I did The Lord of the Rings, they gave me the I don't know how to explain this, the staff, the wizards that he carried and made magic with.
Báculo. In English, it's like a pop. Pop.
Well, in a way, yes. But it is what wizards carry, and they can do anything with it. So I've got that, but I have...
It's like a piece of wood.
No, it's very long. It's this high, with the thing at the top.
Yes.
So they gave me that. And I have the sword of Aragon.
This file is protected intellectual property of Brendan Baeza.
Yeah, there were two made.
There were two made.
Two. One was, of course, given to Viggo Mortensen, who played Aragon. They gave me the other. And Star Wars, you said Ewan McGregor kept his clothes that long.
Yes, I know.
They gave me the original one, the only one in the world that was made originally by a technician for the approval of George Lucas. So I had the original. There is only one in the world.
The lightsaber.
Well, what we call this part, yes. The rest is done technically. But yes, the lightsaber. So I have the original. And of course all these things are in a bank. I don't keep them at home. They're in a bank.
Okay. We have read that in an interview in the web that you think that all of your ancestors did very important things in their lives. People admire your work and your life. Your movies will be seen by the incoming generations, and your characters will be a reference for thousands of fans and will be actors. Are you satisfied with your life role?
Well, I don't think we are ever satisfied. You understand? I mean, you always think you could do better, and this is why I never go to see the film the next day. What do you call it?
Yeah, the preview there.
We call it the rushes.
The day before.
Yes, on the day before.
Antes de ir.
Proyección.
Sí, la proyección, la que se antes de...
I never go. I might go, first day I might go, if I'm playing a character from history, like, to see that the clothes are right, the hat, he walked this way and did this. He always did that. Always that. Never anything else, just that. And so I had to get that right. So the first day I go to see that. If I play a character that got a scrutiny, I have to find out what I can, which is not easy. If I play a character like Felipe IV, Rey de España, I have to find out what he looked like. Well, I don't look like him. They all had Bourbon. So I don't look like him. But I played him. It was a very bad movie. But if it's something like a Roman, an ancient Roman, you have to know how to wear a toga, and how to walk, and how to walk with a stick, or how to walk with a sword, or how to walk with a lady, or how to dance. These things you have to learn. So I watch people all the time. All the time. I sometimes go on the buses in London. I look at the people in the street, and I look to see how they walk. And it's extraordinary if you really watch them. Because sometimes it's quite funny. But you never know. It might be useful one day. It might be useful. And so I'm an observer, you understand? I always have been. You see, after the end of the war, the Segunda Guerra Mundial, I was in investigation of war crimes in Austria, Germany, and Poland for nearly a year. So I watched people when I asked them questions. I watched, and looked. And if they lied to me, they did.
And you can tell when they lie.
Well, yes, pretty well. Yeah.
Especially.
Yes, that was something before I became an actor. But
that's a gift.
no, there are certain things that people do, and you know they're not telling the truth. I'm not going to tell you what they are. There are certain things a woman does with her body, sitting down if she wants you. Certain things she does.
Oh, you have to tell me all that.
Oh no. No. I'm too old now. I'm much too old. But
This file is protected intellectual property of Brendan Baeza.
An actor is a professional observer.
Okay.
You have to have more than that, mind you. You have to have imagination.
Para terminar, ¿podría contarnos cómo conoció a su esposa y cómo le pidió matrimonio?
I've been married for 45 years. Once. Was that answer?
You understand? In Spanish, the question was exactly.
How do you meet your wife?
I met her in Copenhagen. She is from Denmark. We call it Danimarka. And she's from Denmark. And she was born there. She's 100%.
Is it true that you asked her for marriage one day and 2 days after?
Yes.
The answer.
Very good.
2 days.
So nice.
And 4 days she said yes. Very dangerous.
Yes, you are very, ¿cómo es? Muy atrevido.
Pretty awesome. I say to young people, don't do that.
Nowadays you can. With people you can do that.
You know,
we do.
no, but what I mean is that the young people a man of 18 marries a girl of 17, you know, and they've known each other all their lives. And sometimes it's okay, yes, but most of the time it isn't. And mind you, I'd never been married. There was no marriage at all, nor was my wife. So I was 39, nearly 40, which is much younger than me. But I just knew.
She was a model in Denmark.
Oh, not in Denmark.
Yeah, not everywhere. I mean, she was
Paris,
in
New
Paris,
York.
Milan, New York.
She was the period, the last period of the great models. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
The epoca, l'ultima epoca of the truly great models. Balenciaga was the couturier.
Yeah.
Balenciaga. You don't know the name?
Yeah, it's the top fashion right now.
Ah,
It's very, yes, right now.
it's not the same.
It's
Yeah,
quite,
but now it's, or they had a really
Now,
or something.
yes, but I mean, yes, they also have Chanel now, but it's not the same thing. My wife worked for Balenciaga, the man himself. She also worked for Pierre Balmain, she worked for Christian Dior, and she worked for Chanel. And she worked the last great period of the truly great models, the ones who were able to show the clothes and had the style and the elegance, was about 47 years ago. 47 years ago. That was the last period. Now, they're all like this, they never smile, and the way they walk, you know. I mean, I don't understand it. And the fashion today is not what it was, because everybody's trying to find something new. And there isn't anything new. And that's the problem with fashion movement. It gets worse and worse and worse, because everybody's trying to do something different and something new, and eventually there isn't anything. You understand? It's men and women. Not just women, men as well. Wearing ridiculous clothes that nobody would normally wear, but they make them, and they put them on a young man or a young girl, and they walk up and down, and the people watch and look and so on.
They make it fashion.
That's the new fashion. Now, you create your own fashion.
Y ya por último, ¿tiene algún
Sí,
proyecto?
para terminar, no es el último.
Y es que hay una hora menos aquí, entonces nos toca una pregunta más. ¿Es que está trabajando en algún proyecto en la actualidad o tiene algún proyecto futuro?
Let me explain something to you about the film industry. I told you that it was in a very bad situation these days. I have been offered 8 films in the last year. 8.
¿Ha hecho 8 películas?
Very good stories, very good guion, very good girl. 8 in Italy, in Hungary, in Scotland, in Germany, in America, in Poland, twice.
This file is protected intellectual property of Brendan Baeza.
At the same time, but I can do, sequentially. And my agent speaks to the producer, and they agree the money, And then I even says to the producer, when do you start? What are the dates? So,
nothing serious. Nothing serious.
nothing happened.
Okay.
Which means they haven't got the money.
Right.
And that is happening. My agent tells me it happens to her as an agent maybe 10 times a day. Happened to me 8 times. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. I mean, I've done a lot of singing recently. I've made a lot of records singing.
You sing?
Oh yes, I made.
Yes, I know. Yes.
And I made a record only the other day of the Corregidor from Carmen. I sang that, a record, with a flamenco guitar, flamenco dancer. It's something different. But I still sang the aria, which is very difficult.
Yes, of course.
And I did a song with a heavy metal band. I think you should try everything. Rhapsody, yes, but of course I can't sing heavy metal. And what I sang was lyrical, different thing. And people are always asking me, they say, "You really sing?" I give them the record. I say, "Who do you think that is?" But I've been asked to sing at big galas. I've been interviewed by somebody. It happened in Vienna. It happened in Austria twice, where the woman who was doing the interview said, "You sing, don't you?" And I said, "Yes."
Go ahead. you
and she asked me to sing, and I said, "Just a minute, no ensayo, no music. You want me to sing?" So I sang. It was in Vienna. I didn't sing very much, but it was in Viennese dialect, and they couldn't believe it. And Placido Domingo was there, and he came up to me and he said, "That was very, very good." I actually sang. Do you know the Rosenkavalier?
Yes, of course.
You know Baroness von Rechtschau and his Waltzlied. Tretjorden dessen. Schatz, en Trettzeigen mit Zimmer, bin da drüben, dass ich die Antwort dann diktiere. Mit mir, keine Nacht wird zu lang. Leopold Migänger.
What did I say? Perfect.
That's Vienna.
Too bad we don't have a television but a printing.
And yesterday Justus asked him, I hope I can say this, that he should conduct our orchestra, the Philharmonie of the Mix. He talked about it yesterday. So in the future,
I could do it, but it would have to be.
For the wise voice?
Would have to be something like Rossini ouverture.
Guya Hotel.
No, that's too long. No, but that's too long.
But this is,
there's a lot before that, you see.
yes, of course. But
I mean, that goes on for hours. And then suddenly it's like, but there's a lot more.
I know.
A lot more. Something like the Barbieri di Sevilla.
Yeah.
or
Italian in Algeria, you know this?
which one?
Italian.
Oh, the Italian woman in Algeria,
I'll
yeah.
give you some CDs.
Or Semiramide.
What?
Semiramide.
Yeah.
Lovely.
You have a CD player here?
Oh, not here, no.
I have some.
Oh, we do in our room. I don't know how to work it.
But we have some. I will give you some things.
But I don't know how to work it.
Okay, but when you are at home, you can study and then.
With this of Justus?
Yes.
I would love it.
Yeah, we have.
It's wonderful to watch him. It's wonderful to watch him because he has this marvelous rapport with the orchestra, and he's obviously really enjoying himself. And you know what he did last night was extraordinary because, all right, if you play a Mozart piano concerto, many people conduct from the piano. Many. It's normal. Mozart did. He played the piano and then with the orchestra. And many people have done that over the years. So that's
This
not
file
new.
is protected intellectual
You can't do
property
it
of Brendan
but you can with
Baeza.
Mozart. But when he played that Mozart concerto last night, the coronation concerto, the cadenza, Mozart did not write a cadenza at the beginning of the first movement. Justus wrote it. And I've never heard of that happening. Well, Vladimir Horowitz sometimes used to write special cadenzas. Sometimes. Not very often, probably most times. I've been very lucky because I've seen and heard all the greatest piano players, violin players, orchestras, conductors, composers of the 20th century. All of them. All the great players. Everyone. Everyone. Because I used to go in 1946 when I had just enough money to go to a concert because it didn't cost very much. And I would see these incredible people. A man who was taught by a pupil of Chopin, a man called Vladimir Pachman, and he would speak to the audience. He would say, bum, ba-bum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, ba-bum. Nobody plays like Pachman. Dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum. Wasn't that wonderful? Dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum. Incredible. Dum, da-dum, dum, da-dum, da-dum. He did. He did. He was fantastic. But he was also very good. No, you've got to be very good to do that.
Yeah, of course.
I saw Richard Strauss conduct when he was 86 or 7. I saw Toscanini conduct when he was 88. I saw Klemperer, I saw Karajan, I saw all of them. Weingartner, Furtwängler, all of them. Bernstein.
Bernstein lives in this theater, from this spot.
He lives
He
there.
wrote there many pieces.
I saw him conduct in Vienna.
Yeah.
In 90s and 20s.
He's living
Yeah.
here.
No, he's dead, but he was living in this theater. He was
Leonard
independent.
Bernstein.
Bernstein.
He composed.
Stay 8 months or 10 months in the theater. Yeah.
Did he really spend that long? 8 or 10 months?
Complete. He was sometimes there, but
It's a quiet place to be built.
Well, you see, that's what's wonderful about a place like that. And that's one of the reasons I like this hotel. It's so quiet. And if you're up there, if you're a painter, or you're a writer, or you're a composer, you're never alone. You're never alone. But an actor, if you're crazy,
Yes.
you can understand that completely. And singer, maybe also. I mean, if you had somebody with you, coach, whatever, that's different. But if you are alone, or even if you're married, I mean, if I lived up there with my wife, just the two of us, and she would go mad, and so would I. because I can't do anything. You see, that's the problem. Nor can she. That's the difference. If you write or you compose or you paint, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Very good.
Okay. Are you really finished now? And thank you very much for this interview. We are very happy to know him.
Thank you.
And if we can do another photo in some right?
But you've been taking photographs. What?
Okay. Oh, sorry.
You don't need it. You don't need it. It's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We only need you to sign it.
Yes,
Possible now to,
if you can.
if you can. Only.
Well, but I have to have your names.
Okay.
Oh, I startled.
Brendan is very fan of the.
Big fan of yours.
If you want to.
You see, I have this,
Yeah, I think so.
That's what you were talking about.
and it's the only one. This is a copy. Mine was a different shape. Duku's was a different.
Es curvo. Yes, curvo. He has
You have
two lights.
You keep one. You have two lightsabers.
Yes, and sometimes.
Where do I write? Where do I write?
Okay.
And for whom?
For in.
For Brendan, that's his name.
I can't write here.
No, here it's okay.
Well,
Yeah, Brenda?
I don't think so. You won't see it.
No.
Black.
Okay, then no problem. You can think here.
Don't you think I ought to do it somewhere?
This
Well, you
file
can
is
read it.
protected intellectual property of Brendan Baeza.
Difficult.
You can see here if you want.
Well, I can write it here, but it's not good with black. Who is it for?
¿Alguien
Brenda.
¿Lo dedicamos para ti?
What?
Like
His name is
the-
Brendan. His name is Brendan. Brendan.
Brenda.
That is the American name. That's his
No,
name.
Brenda.
Brenda.
Brendan.
Yes,
Like a Brenda
Well,
Fraser.
it
You
won't,
can just sign it if you want.
Exactly.
it won't look, well, I'll sign. B-R-E-N-D-A-n.
Yes.
B-R-E-N-D-A-n.
Exactly. Perfect.
And what's that?
If you want, it's
A souvenir for her
a.
to remind this day.
All right. Have you got a picture of me in here?
Yes, but if you want, if you.
My name, yes. What's your name?
Machu, like Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Yes, but Machu. It's from Maria Jesus.
Surname is her name. Real name is Maria Jesus.
Maria, yes.
Maria.
Exactly.
And
But my short name.
But Machu is
Machu.
M-A-C-C-H-U.
Only
Exactly.
one.
Yes.
Only one.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
I always remember when I did a film in Spain with a man called Jesus Franco. Jesus Franco. Yeah, that was his name. And the first time I met him,
Yeah.
Franco was in power. I remember saying to him, I said, you know, with two names like that, you shouldn't have a problem in Spain. Where do you get these from? Where do you get these from?
What?
These.
This furniture.
Would you come back again to Gran Canaria? Some
I don't know, you know.
trip and...
When you're my age, you never know what you're going to do.
He's so fit, he comes
Never
back
know.
in 20 years.
Every day is a plus. Plus.
For all of us. For all of
Well,
us.
for everybody, but certainly for my age.
Okay.
We hope that your back improves.
It will. But it's the result of many, many years of injuries in the war, Aragazista, the others, and then stuntman, you know, just falling in films, doing fights and everything. I had.
You didn't have a specialist at the time, specialists that do this kind of work. You didn't have a specialist at the time that do the hard work.
No, you mean a double.
Yeah.
Double.
He never used one. That's
Well,
the next
I had to. In Star Wars, I had to. The long,
he is very strong.
the long scenes. When I was running, I can't run, so that was a double.
Okay.
And then the Mosquiteros, there was a scene, two scenes, where somebody had to run, and I couldn't do it.
Today, even the young ones have doubles. Like the new James Bond, he can do it.
Well, he hasn't the experience. The question is,
Ridiculous.
the question is, does he want to learn?
Probably not.
That's the problem with the young actors and actresses today. Do they have the patience to learn their profession, their craft? Do they? Or do they just want the money?
The answer is no.
I just don't know. It doesn't look like it.
They have other things in mind.
Yeah. Rich and famous.
Rich and famous, tabloid press, stupid girlfriend.
Yeah. Boy. Yeah. Warmer Brüder.
We don't just say that.
I know the word in Spanish. Maricón. Oh yes. When they speak here, it's a little bit like Andalus.
Yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah, Canary accent.
Yes, it's a little bit like Andalus. You cut the words.
Yes.
Las palabras.
We know it speaks very good.
This file is protected intellectual property of Brendan Baeza.
We've got a short word that the people from Peninsula
From mainland.
don't understand. It's news. It's quite Canary word, news. And news is from many things. If you like something very much, you say no. If you got some problem, a strong problem, say no. And like that.
Doesn't exist in Castellano.
No. It's just
Or
from
Andalus or
Canary.
Gallego. But do you have a language here?
Yeah, we have a language that comes from a lot of words. Not a real
language.
A lot of words that come from our ancestors. Not our ancestors, because our parents were born in mainland and they arrived many years ago. But
because
used to live here.
Nobody really knows why this is called Canary. Nobody knows.
No.
They think they know, but they don't. Dog, maybe, or the birds, or the Los Moros, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's like the Vascos. They don't know where they came from. They don't know. They came from Asia somewhere, but they don't know where. And that is unbelievable.
You know a lot about it.
He does, yeah.
I know, yeah.
And the funny thing is he can pronounce them probably, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He can really go into it and not like with an accent, he pronounces, even he speaks German, he turns into German and does it speak in the German way. He even speaks like slang.
Oh, my goodness.
In Hamburg he's like, "Steife Briefe."
Oh,
Very smart. Very smart.
yes. Yes, that's right. Hummel, Hummel, Moss, Moss. Typisch Hamburg. Schöne Stadt. It's interesting for me to hear the difference. And I even understand some of the Paris slang, argot, which I speak French. I mean, I really do. I'm more or less perfect in French. But when they speak argot, which is the slang, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't.
Yesterday we talked to Bulgarian
Yes. I asked them,
musicians.
yes. I said, are you from the Durazhavna Sigurnos, which is the secret police?
They were
They laughed. They laughed. No. But what a world.
Yeah. Do you have an autobiography?
Yes?
You have
Yes, I've
written down yourself?
yeah. You can get it in England. Yeah. Oh, and then you look up my name, and then you'll see the title of the book, and you can order it from Amazon. Amazon is in Castellano, but if you make a dirty telephone call, it's called Amazona.
Yeah?
Yes. Oh yes, or palabrota. You know that word?
Yeah.
That means a call you should not make.
Oh, really?
Oh yes. But it's so difficult to know these things.
Of course.
Ese mi yerno es español. My son-in-law comes from Galicia, and I don't understand. But when I went to San Sebastian, standing there, I said, Awan, that means welcome. I saw a girl, and I said, oh, that's Capolite, pretty girl. I said, Ekarimu Subat, give me a kiss. And I said, Escariskasco. Escariskasco. Thank you very much. Ondoloin, sleep well. Ikusiarte, goodbye. That's all I know. But they thought it was extraordinary. Because they all spoke it, of course. Oh, it's no reason to learn it. It's only spoken there. Very small area. Cantabria, I think it's called. Anyway.